Okay.
Over.
Okay. Thank you. So, this message is pointing to the unconditional wholeness, which can never be understood or known or experienced. It cannot be known. It's not because it is somewhere else, too far from us, or too holy, too profound to grasp. It is the wholeness. The wholeness is everything. Is everything already. It is this room, this computer, this chair, everything, any thought, any emotion which is arising at this moment, understanding or not being able to understand, it is everything already. So there is nothing separate from this everything. There is never a center inside, and nor is there a separate knower outside of everything. So everything just being whole and complete without knowing itself, basically. And so there's never a knower. You know, everything seems to be real. This room seems to be real, and this meeting also seems to be real. I'm sitting here and people are over there listening. They all seem to be real. It is real only in the story, of me, I am, in the story of me being real, which means the sense of I am real, I exist. And this is a story, and this message is pointing to that this story is totally an illusion. This sense of me, that I am real, I do exist, is never a reality. It has never happened. Experientially, it feels utterly real, that I am really here. But what is the natural reality is, here someone is speaking, but it's just speaking. Just speaking happens. And there is no me here speaking. And there is no you there, over there, listening. This message is basically saying there is never this me. And this message is not from somewhere, it's not from some knowledge. It's not from any standpoint. It is not a wisdom that could be shared. Like I have this knowledge to tell you there is no me. So this message is from the unknown. No one knows this. Nothing is knowable. And this is the natural reality. And this is a wholeness. Nothing is knowable already. And it's timelessly whole, without any meaning, without knowing what wholeness is. There is just this utter unknown. And in a way, it is said it is whole and complete. But what does it mean? It has no meaning. It has no meaning at all. Okay, that is a short introduction. And then it is open for discussion. You can just, or you can share anything. We can just have a talk, dialogue. Some light.
I got a question.
Yeah. Welcome.
A question from nowhere to no one. How do you know? Unknown?
I don't know. That is it. It seems this person, this body here is saying this. It looks like it looks like some knowledge. It looks like some knowing, but I don't. It's not me knowing it. This can't be explained. But it just I'm not here to know anything.
Thank you, Mei.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say hi. I've never been in your meetings, but I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hi, Mei.
Hi, Anita.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that yeah, a lot of people are using a lot of strategies and they asked me to shut my mouth at work.
At work, you said?
Yeah. Not allowed to bring it outside of the school.
Yes, frustration happens.
Frustration, yeah.
Yes.
Sadness, frustration, yeah.
Yeah. Everything can arise. Frustration, confusion, being touched, being encouraged.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people think they can use any strategy. It's just an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
They think they could use certain ways to manipulate or control things. It's just an illusion. Things happen happens totally by itself without any control, without any reason. But in the story, there are reasons, and there are, causes and results. But it's just only in the story. In the story,
Yeah.
they are real.
Mm-hmm.
But there is absolutely no substantial reality, because this story is based upon I am real, me. It's me story. But frustration can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Any emotion can happen, and that is freedom. It is happening to nobody. It's just that kind of energy arising as frustration, as anger, as fear, as sadness.
Yeah.
Kind of free flow of any energy, any emotion, any thoughts also. And by itself, the frustration itself has no problem with itself. Only this elusive, separate experiencer finds all this frustration is not nice. It's just frustration arises without the owner.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, May.
Hi, William. Hi.
So I still feel like I'm here as a person, but everything that's happening that seems to be outside of me seems to be losing a lot of solidity. And it's kind of a crazy, it feels really, really weird because everything's getting blurred in terms of what's real and what isn't.
Getting blurred, you mean?
Blurred, yeah.
Yeah,
like
blurred.
I still think I'm here experiencing reality, but the reality that I think I'm experiencing, that I think is outside of me, is getting less and less solid, and it's starting to get blurry. Like, is this really happening? Is it like I can't even make sense anymore? And it's really
Yes.
frustrating. Can't, yeah.
This is also what seems to be happening. Still not happening. It's not happening to you. That seems at this moment, not knowing what is real, what is unreal. But there is even no experiencer. There isn't anyone who is experiencing what is real, what is unreal.
I'm still hoping it's a sign that I'm getting less and less of a me.
Yeah,
and that it's leading somewhere. I'm hoping that this is leading somewhere, because this feels different to what it felt like, say, a week ago or a week before, when things were more solid and more real. Yes. Now things feel less solid and less real. So I can't look at it as anything. Yeah. Hopefully, yes. Yeah.
You think this experience now, seems better than some other experience, but it's just still some kind of experience, which by itself is wholeness. So wholeness couldn't be getting more whole.
That's not how it feels to me. It feels to me like it's getting a bit
wholeness
more.
Wholeness couldn't be less or more, couldn't get more or less whole, because it is already wholeness. It's unbreakable. Totally confusion and totally clarity. Total clarity, it has no real, it doesn't make any difference as wholeness.
Yeah.
Totally confused is as whole as, totally in clarity.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, May. It's Peter.
Hello, Peter.
Hi.
Hi.
In regards to what Anita just said, and a little bit William as well, there's one side which is basically not identifying and has moments where all you're saying is kind of clear, not even from the thinking mind, but more like intuitively. But then there is those moments where there's intense emotions.
Yes.
That apparently happen to nobody, but they feel very, very real in their own story. And is there, I struggle in those moments what to do, because it's more or less a conflict going on in the brain that says this is exactly what should be happening, and that's how it unfolds. And of course there is a very strong urge to change something, to get rid of the very unpleasant feelings.
Yes.
Sometimes, especially if it's related to fear or anger or
yes,
melancholy.
this sounds like some exchanges of different experiences, and the individual would give more value to the better experience, which is more peaceful, like getting less emotional, less thoughts, more peace in the mind. It feels like then it's like I'm closer, closer. There's a kind of experience of there's less of me. While when there are a lot of emotions going on and getting entangled with it, then it feels, oh, there's too much going on. And exactly that, which wants to get rid of the bad experience, that one, you can't do anything with it, because that one is exactly the illusion.
And still the question arises what to do, like the Buddhists say, sit with it or bring it up or whatever, and I'm sometimes a bit lost in the
because
of you or Andreas or Tony, that I'm like, what to do now, and I know already it's nothing to do, like, but yeah, it seems like I have to, for example, if something bad happening to me and I have a conflict with someone, and I just say this conflict is happening out of nowhere, totally naturally, to nobody.
But this is
but
exactly
still there's someone who's saying, I think I have to answer, and girlfriend saying this and that, and I have to answer what to do now with the relationship or whatever. I feel like I have to let it unfold naturally, but still I have to say something. So I'm a little bit in a it feels really difficult, I have to say.
Yes, that one who wants to do something and also feels not knowing what to do, that one is, there's absolutely no help for that one.
Okay.
Even not knowing what to do happens, not happening to you, but it just happens. Just not knowing what to do, how to deal with the difficult situations just happens. Not knowing, not being able to deal with things just happens. It is not happening to you, to any person. Whatever happens is never personal, including not knowing what to do. getting frustrated and not knowing how to handle.
Mhm. So there's seemingly still the mind who is, according to science, bringing up some 60 to 80,000 thoughts, and
The thoughts is not produced by mind. Thoughts just, arise out of it. Thoughts itself is also the wholeness. It's out of nowhere. It's not particularly, not from the mind, but the person would experience thoughts is from my mind. Is like I produce this thought.
yeah, I understand.
Mm.
So there's for such a solution, for such a moment when there's still the two sides, basically.
It's just what happens. The two sides are just what happens. But to the individual, both sides, they seem to be real. But it's just what happens, seemingly, to no one. But as a person, it always claims, this is happening to me. There's moments what happens to me, I'm in peace, and other moments in pieces.
Yes. Yes.
And in peace, I want to be in peace instead of in pieces. But in peace happens in pieces, in shitty situation just happens to no one.
What would you suggest? It's the wrong word, okay. To someone who is already very entangled in the story, in the person.
Yes.
Is that
the thing is, there is no way out of story because the story is a dream. There isn't a real story, so you can't get rid of the story. That's the thing. Exactly like the emperor's new clothes, and people ask how to get rid of this new clothes, emperor's new clothes. If I can get rid of it, then I'm liberated. But that is totally illusion. You don't have to get rid of the clothes. You can't get rid of the story because there is no real story.
Mm-hmm.
The story has no reality at all.
Yeah, that's, yeah, that's what remains is the laughter. Yeah, it's when you're entangled in those moments. It's yeah.
And the thing is, you can't experience that there's no story. You can't experience getting out of story.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can. Nobody can. There isn't anyone in the first place. Just what happens, like you experience, in peace, experience of in peace, experience of in pieces, chaos.
Mm. So when you or your apparent you experiences being in pieces, does it happen from nowhere that you go for jogging or into nature or change environment or something? Can the story unfold like this and you experience it like, or someone from seeming outside would experience like, oh, okay, she's going into nature now to get some relief out of that?
The thing is, there isn't anyone here experienced in pieces. Well, whereas going for running can happen, or shopping, or having some talks with someone, it just happens, but there isn't anyone experiencing peace or pieces. It's just, you know, there isn't anyone here experiencing anything. While sadness could still arise, you know, sadness could still arise, but no one is inside of it. No one is inside of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can't be of any help.
Yes, thank you.
So let me get this straight. You don't know anything.
No.
I don't know anything.
Mm, mm, mm.
And so there's nothing to do. There's nothing not to do.
There's, yes, things happens by itself. Yes, doing things happens, apparently.
I mean, you're not suggesting I do nothing.
What
Are
do you
you?
mean? I'm apparently
Or,
I have a work, I have a family. I mean, I'm working. I do my daily stuff.
To become enlightened is the answer not to do anything.
But there is no answer to.
There's no question.
To how to be enlightened.
Thank you.
Because this question is itself is already enlightenment. Enlightenment is the unconditional wholeness, which is everything, every thought, every emotion, just everything. And no one knows that. Unconditionally, everything. Even asking that question, how to be enlightened, is the enlightenment itself for no one. Nothing is outside of enlightenment, so to speak, and nothing inside of enlightenment. Even these thoughts, I want to kill myself. I don't want to carry on anymore. It's enlightenment. I'm not enlightened yet. It's also wholeness itself.
I came here for you to push me off that cliff. I came here for you to pull that trigger.
The cliff doesn't exist.
That's so dumb. Oh, sorry. You being dumb is also enlightened. Thank you, May.
Thank you.
I just makes here it's anxious when it's too quiet, but I'll be quiet. Thank you.
You be quiet or noisy is the same wholeness. Wholeness is madly free.
Hi, May.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
May, as a character in the lifetime of you as a character, how did the apparent self, I know there is no self and no me, but I'm assuming there was a sense of a me at some point, even the illusion of a me. What happened or what appeared to happen or what was, were you listening to different teachers? Was there some, I know, was there something that allowed the apparency of the me to just drop away, even though there was no me to drop away?
Oh, yeah, okay. That was the story of Mei.
Yeah.
That was some years ago. I listened, I bumped into Tony's message.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he said, totally struck me. What he said was, all there is what apparently happened, is what apparently happens. And I got totally hooked by these words. And I could listen to it again and again and again. Just listening to it, hearing it, it's like, it doesn't make sense. It's so simple, but at the same time, it makes total sense without me knowing what kind of sense it makes. But it's just, I can't explain it. I'm totally sucked. And then later I listened to Tony and Andreas Müller, and he's always my favorite. Tony and Andreas, and I even till today, up till now, I still enjoy listening to Andreas and this message. I mean, yeah, that's what happens. I seem to be in love with this message. And then in this, then there's kind of slowly fading away of this sense of me, sense of separation.
And has that sense of separation completely gone away, or does it oscillate? In other words, at times
there were some seemingly oscillation, back and then, but then it seems in the story that this more and more, it's more often than, without this sense. It's like a host, more and more host in that continuity of the continuous sense of me.
Right.
Kind of breaking down.
Is it still like breaking down, or is that, in a way, to me, it's like even breaking down is still
as if there were something. Yeah. You asking, is it still breaking down?
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Is it still breaking down?
There's nothing to break down, actually. Even this character, you said, this character of Mei, somehow, if I hear this, I mean, it sounds so, this character of Mei, there's no one in it. It's just playing out of character, but it's totally empty without the center in it. It can still be playing out, certain characters still playing out, but really without the sense of, this is my character.
Right. So when I was listening to the question before about enlightenment, and then I thought, well, there is no enlightenment, because it's just what is. There's no going through there is no everything, even I guess to say that even if it feels like there's no enlightenment, that's enlightenment, because that's an expression of it too.
Yeah, enlightenment in that sense, it cannot be reached. It is not somewhere, some special state of being enlightened. In that sense, it is from this sense of separation, like I am not enlightened yet. In other words, there is distance between me and enlightenment. I need to get there. If I get there, then I'm done. The ultimate achievement. But this sense of me being away from enlightenment, this sense is utterly elusive. It never exists. There's only what is, which is enlightenment. Or this word sounds quite grandiose, but it is what is. But for no one, because there is never anything separate from what is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that makes total sense. Well, just one other question. You mentioned before that you work and you have a family. I think you were referring to yourself. So as this appeared, that how did the family like react? did they say, "Mom, you're different," or what happened, or?
I'm living with two of my sons.
Right.
I never really talked with them about this or discussed with them, but they know what's kind of, I'm a lot on the meetings, but they are never into this. So I never discussed with them. They never, at least they haven't told me that I was different.
I was just curious.
I never got it. Oh, Mom, you are different.
I sometimes feel like when like going to the meetings like this meeting or any of the meetings of different people is actually that becomes a seeking in and of itself. And it's almost like implicitly there's something to find, but there is nothing to find because it's already this is it.
Yeah. It's like when I heard, at the beginning, these words of Tony's, this order is what apparently happens. That was for me like, wow. But without really, it's yes. And then it's like, it's like all the thinking just comes to a dead end. And it is so wonderful without really knowing what is wonderful about it. But it's just, wow, what there is. It's just what happens.
Well, one more question too, and I don't want to take too much of anyone's time, but when you say I don't know anything, or teacher, well, not really, they're not really teachers, but when it said there's don't know anything, but there is the knowing of driving your car, going to work, knowing you have to do the laundry. So when it said that there is no knowing, what does that mean?
Yeah. Okay. Like doing the work, doing the laundry, or driving a car, or even going to toilets, drinking, take a cup of tea, drinking cup of tea. Or what is this? All of this, it is pure wonder. No one is in it to do all of these things. So there is kind of apparent functioning, and which is just wonder. Even the thoughts, when thought arises, any thought, it is like a wonder. Or what is happening, is moving of the hands and scratching. It's pure wonder. No one is doing it.
But if you were like studying for a driver's license, you would still have to remember things to answer a test.
Yeah.
So you'd still have to know when the light turns red means stop. So there is a type of skill or a knowledge which is just for practical living.
Yeah, even this ability to learn certain things, this ability, or some people are like me in this, I could be very clumsy at certain things, but the ability to learn things, it's just the functioning. It's pure wonder, as wonderful as just going to the toilet, like just, swallow anything. It's just, it's like totally ordinary, but that simultaneously, it is amazing.
Yeah.
The body is doing all of these things, this apparent body having all this ability, and the brains having all the possibility, but it's good. It's just pure wonder. It's a I said it's a wonder. It's a boundless wonderland. All what is happening. All what is happening.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Do you still dream? Is there, I want to say you, but is there still dreaming at night? For example, when they're sleeping?
Oh yes, yes, dreams happen, and sometimes remember of the dreams happen, sometimes totally in oblivion, totally no memory. So it's just yeah, it's just freedom. Could be anything, could be dreaming, could be forgetting all about it. I could
Yeah.
also sometimes lie awake. Could be anything. Could appear
Right.
as anything.
Right. Well, thank you, May. I really appreciate hearing
you.
from you and talking to you. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm still working hard on my English. That
You're doing
happens
fine.
as well.
No, you're doing fine.
Could be better, could be better. I still have the illusion of one day I might I might be able to speak almost as good as a native, so that I will keep this illusion.
That's perfect and complete just as it is.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi, May.
Hi, William.
Yeah, before when I was saying that things seem to be losing reality, you said it's not becoming more wholeness.
No, because the one who is seemingly having this experience of losing reality, this one is the illusion. There is no separate experiencer, who can know, oh, this sense of reality is getting blurred.
Because it feels to me like less reality is more wholeness.
Yeah,
because,
yeah, yes.
Because living in solidity and reality seems like a real tension.
Yes, you want me to say, yes, you are getting closer. You are getting closer to wholeness. No, wherever you are, whatever you are feeling, thinking, is already wholeness. Wherever you are.
So the whole experience of the me that seems to include a lot of
yes.
Well,
yes.
Well, really, it just includes the sense that there's a problem with what's happening. And that's not a. That's. I'm trying to word this correctly. It seems to overlay like what's happening with so much need and so much expectation and all of this stuff.
Yes, and this is like a future, the future between me and what is happening. But this future is totally illusion. It's just only what is happening without this future, and me is this future. All what is happening, all what you seem to be experiencing is just not happening to you at all. You don't own any experience. That's including the experience of, oh, the reality is getting blurred. There is no reality.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
May?
Yes.
I'm really thinking about getting a neck tattoo.
Oh, that's a wonder. That a thought arises, which is a wonder for no one.
That's a true story, actually, in this story.
No. I mean, if I'm thinking of the thoughts of having a tattoo, that is a story. But the thought of I want to have a tattoo, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Without any reason.
Yeah.
Uncaused. Everything happens uncaused. Wow, that is freedom.
Uncaused.
Uncaused. Yes.
Without
Uncaused.
cause.
Yes. Uncaused. That is
Because it's
amazing.
going to be expensive.
Oh yeah, that's another thought.
Thank you, man.
Any thought, any emotion, it's just like a toy for a little child. If you give a little child, you don't even need to give them fancy, expensive toys. You give them a piece of paper or even a plastic, bottle, whatever, anything. They would play it, like just a wonder for them, but without them themselves experiencing, this is a wonder. They are just playing like this is so fascinating to watch them. So any thought, any emotion is just like this. Always actually, just wonder. It is totally unknown. These little children, when they are playing, they don't know they are enjoying. They just playing without knowing they are playing. That is everything. Everything is like that actually. And individuals are very scared of negative thoughts. They do everything to try to get rid of them and back to peace. Even chaos has no center, inside of it. Judging this is chaotic, this is not good. It has no problem with itself.
What was that word? Even
Chaos.
chaos.
Chaotic.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Yes.
My pronunciation.
It's okay. How about anarchy?
Anarchy.
How about entropy?
Sorry. Repeat. Can you?
No. I'm sorry.
Actually,
continue.
Natural reality is anarchy. It has no order. It has no,
Right.
that is a natural reality.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking that anarchy is better than chaos.
Who knows what is better? No one knows that. Right. Chaos is as whole, as free, as in order, as harmony.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's unconditionally whole. Feeling in thousands of pieces is as whole as feeling in one piece.
Hi, May.
Hi, William.
When I'm listening to this now in this meeting, there's a strong resonance with something that's beyond the need to seek or get something.
Mm.
And I think that feels great. And I'm really worried, okay, this meeting will end at some point, and then I'm going to be back into the tension of trying to get somewhere.
Mm.
And I'm really fearing, like, I mean, obviously, like, yeah, I'm fearing that in terms of like normal life, there doesn't seem to be this resonance that arises at this meeting.
Mm. Normal life is just what happens. I mean, there is no real normal life or you know, special life, extraordinary life, just what happens. What you feel now, some strong resonance is, you know, it doesn't have any more value. Doesn't have any more value.
I can't agree.
Disappointing.
I can't agree with that, but I can't argue. I also can't argue with it, because on the one hand, I'm thinking, of course, resonance has more value because it feels nicer, it feels lovely. But then I can't exactly argue with you, because at the same time, obviously, whatever happens, happens. And if what happens is real strong tension and a real strong need for something to happen, then yeah,
you know, it happens. It happens. Strong resonance. It happens, but not to you, William. You are not there. Never, ever. To experience any strong resonance or experience daily life. You don't have a life.
I kind of think I wish that was the case, because then it would take away a lot of the heat.
Even this I wish or I wish not is not from you. You can't even have any wish or not wish or not wish for anything. You just out of the game, never in the game.
Yeah. Thanks.
Even this nodding head, you are not doing it. It's just this, wow, this moving of the head, this is amazing. Wow, for no one.
There's just total disbelief. Like, there is definitely resonating with what you're saying, but there's also like no way, of course, it can't be like that. That there's just no one at all anywhere.
Yeah, even, you know, even these thoughts, it just can't be like that. These thoughts is not yours. It's just these thoughts happens. Wow. Wow. Happens to no one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May.
Oh,
Peter
yes,
again.
yes. Hello, Peter. Peter or Peter? Peter.
Peter. In Germany, Peter.
In Dutch is Peter.
Yeah. In Germany. Yeah, I'm struggling with the same as William, of course, and probably a few others. I think what makes it so difficult is the seeming history of things. You know, I'm 47 years old, and
47 years old. It's in the story.
it's the story, yeah, and the story by being apparently 47, it seems that there's a lot of history, a lot of things I remember from the seeming past, from being a kid, from things that happened that still influence things happen now. And if I just take it as apparently happening out of nowhere to no one.
You know, that
This
one
no
who,
one seems so substantial.
that one who is trying to take it as apparent happening, that one, that is an illusion. You can't, it will never work. It can never work. You know, like someone separate to take, to having a standpoint of seeing all of this, seeing the history as an apparent happening. It turns it into some conceptual,
Yes.
methods, trying to apply for it. And that one, this is an illusion. It doesn't exist. That one doesn't exist. No one can make use of this. It's not a way of thinking, not a way of approaching things. Oh, this is just what apparently happens. You can't make any use of it. Actually, this all there is just what apparently happens. It kills, it makes that one comes to a dead end, that one who is trying to make use of it.
Yeah, that's what's popping up in my mind, that it's either you get it or you're seemingly in your story caught up, but then you're still already there and you already got it, and it's no you who got it. It's just
no one get it. No one gets it. You know, that's this just what is happening. It is just, it's like a, you know, mind blowing. It just blows this away, this one who is trying to make use of it.
I know. And then we have the stories like from you or Andreas or Tony waking up, sort of telling us about it, and that being just our story, that I'm here and listening to you.
Yes.
And you telling me in a sort of timeline that it happened a few years ago when you heard that statement from Tony.
Yes.
That it happened then. So that makes it so difficult, that being all in the now.
Yes.
And nothing happened, but you still telling that something happened. And you know, I mean,
yes.
I think everyone knows what I'm trying to explain, because that's the whole difficulty. Otherwise we wouldn't all.
Yes.
I think there's a certain point until where you try to work that out with your mind, with concepts, and it's not working, and you still feel somehow that it's already around the corner, that it's already there, and then everything drops away. But
yes, because the one when he listens to this story, it can only, even it is heard, this is a story, but intellectually this is only an intellectual understanding, because when it heard, it takes it as real. It automatically, it takes it as real, because that sense of, I am listening to this story, I'm different from those people. That is, that very sense of separation for that individual is the reality.
Yes.
Yes. And how to, you know, make this reality disappear? It is impossible, because this reality, this is the me's reality, is absolutely elusive.
Yeah. But then it happened to you 5 years ago or so.
It doesn't happen to me. The thing is, it doesn't happen. It doesn't really happen. That is it. But when individual hears this story, it can only, you know, make it as a reality. It is reality for individual. That really happened some years ago. There's really, actually what is happening in the wholeness is timelessly. It is timelessly all there is. It is this conversation, exactly your words, what have been said, all the thoughts, the struggling, all of it is wholeness itself. It is so free that it appears also as this struggling, as this searching, as taking story being absolute reality. That's really mad.
Yeah, it really carries two sides. One is so liberating and the other one is utterly confusing.
In present.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And what comes to me being still in the story is just stay there and watch, just like what's happening. That seems to me, for the moment I'm being in, like the best I can do, like no resistance against nothing, to just be there and let it flow.
That
And
one who thinks, who assumes itself could, give no resistance, is able to watch, to let it happen, or give up, or whatever, or just go with the flow. That one doesn't exist, never exist in the first place. So there is never anyone who could do to let go or just watch. This is never possible. You are impossible to do these things, to let it happen. Things happen already by itself. It's not you let it happen, or you trying to resist what is happening. There isn't anyone who could choose to do anything.
do some people go seemingly crazy in this process? Because for me, it feels sometimes like it, that I listen to you. Yeah, I can add apparently to every sentence that I'm saying. Yeah, that's clear. But it's I'm listening to you, and it feels, I have to be honest, I feel really utterly trapped.
Yeah.
And I know that I can't do anything about it. It's like powerless, if I should put it into what I feel.
Yes.
It's not that I feel motivated or in a way of, oh yeah, something. It feels really like, especially if it's not so nice feelings, and it feels just utterly powerless.
Yes.
That's yeah, what
That's, yes, utterly powerless, that sense of utterly powerless. That's yes, that is what's happening, and it's not really happening to you, but it's of course it's been personalized.
yeah.
Yes, and that cannot, nothing can be done. It happens, this sheer sense of powerless. A person, as an individual, because of the separation, naturally, automatically it feels there is always a sense of powerless. Me, this tiny little me, dealing with the whole world, dealing with life. There is always this sense of powerless.
But then there are seemingly good moments where you feel great. You walk outside on the river, sun is coming out, and you laugh. And
it's yes, my experience. Yes, I can experience this lovely moment. I know, But in all of this, there is never this me there in the center, but it feels this center here real. It's really experiencing all of this. And this sense of powerlessness is also from, it's like my sense of powerlessness.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Yeah. But this center doesn't exist. It is never there. It is never there.
And nothing can be done to go back to it, because
nothing can be done to get rid of this center, which doesn't exist in the first place. Impossible. That is really mission impossible.
So do I get you right that no matter what happens, apparently nothing can be done?
No, no, no. Whatever happens apparently is freedom itself, but to no one. No one can experience this. But this elusive center, this artificial center wants to experience freedom. You know, it wants to experience how it feels. Only when it experiences, then, oh, this is freedom. It feels nice. But freedom is regardless of, you know, it is whatever happens unconditionally. It's like getting confused at this moment, or getting totally angry, getting very fearful, or very sad.
Yeah.
It's freedom itself. It just happens without any meaning, without any purpose. This center that I can be in control of what is happening, this is totally illusory.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, what is the time? Oh, that's no problem.
I got a legitimate question.
Mm.
What do you think about stopping on the brain? Like I won't say genuine or untruthful person, but what do you think about stopping at the brain?
Stopping at the brain? What do you mean?
Like, I'm not a me, but I'm a brain.
Oh, I'm a brain.
I'm
But
not a brain. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I'm not a brain, but I'm a filter. I'm not a filter. I'm a talking
but
head.
there
You see
isn't
what I mean?
there. I mean, who is there to say I'm not a brain, or I'm the brain? No,
Exactly. Exactly.
there's no.
Thank you.
I mean, there is brain and brain functioning, and there's no separate awareness or separate knower of I am the brain and I am functioning. There is just functioning. There is just apparent functioning, apparent brains.
You should push that brain over the cliff.
I should.
That's all. Thank you.
So this statement, like I'm the brain, or I'm not the brain, is just.
Yeah. Right. Thank you, Mei.
Thank you.
Anita has raised her hand.
Oh, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, there's still a thought that things that happened in the past, that they are has effect on the body.
Oh, yes, that is the thoughts can arise, and the things happen, and apparently leaving some impact on the body is also what apparently happens. Like, for example, if some injury, accident happened, you know, yeah, there is apparent wound or some handicap because of that. That is what happens. But yeah, that is I mean, happening to no one. Even the thought is arising for no one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Nothing is personal, you know, even the thoughts, even the memory, even apparent influences on body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you. If anyone wants to speak, I can go a little bit longer. So that's, I said it's 9:15, but it's I have no hurry.
There was also something like nothing has ever happened. Can you say more about that?
You know, for in the story, or for the me, what happens is the reality. It is real happening. You know, the room is real, computer is real, because I'm real. So whatever happens for me, for individual, is just what happens. What it is really happening. But this me, because this me, this that I am, that I really exist, is just totally, it's totally elusive. So what is happening, no one knows. That's why this, we can only put it, the best way somehow to put is, what is just what apparently happening. What apparently happening means no one is outside of what is happening. No one is separate from what is happening. So there is no knowing of what is, whether it is happening or not. So you can also see it is happening and it's not happening. Nothing really happens, because who can know it? For the me, all there is what apparently happens just doesn't make sense, because for the me, all there is what is happening, and it is real. What is apparently happening is totally unknowable. It is a total wonder without anyone knowing it. It's a wonder without knowing itself being wonder.
That's nice.
May?
Yes.
May? What is?
What do you
What
mean?
is question?
What is? What is
Question mark.
unknowable, unknowable, unknowable. It's the unknown. Is all there is. Unknown. The unknown is all there is. There's no
this is enjoyable.
There's never separation. Separation. Yes.
This is enjoyable. But I see what others say, that when I'm not here, I was with my son earlier, and it seemed like it was trying to draw me in the story, but it didn't work today. So that was enjoyable as well when I'm not here in these talks. Because the sometimes it does feel like it's different being here, being there, but there's no difference. And this is just reporting of today.
There is never any difference in being here or there, because there is no there and here. There is no one knows what is here and what is there.
Yeah.
It's just this unspeakable.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, May.
Hi, William.
With this constant hope that something's going to happen, and always looking for signs as well, that's coming from the sense that what's happening isn't everything.
What is happening now, even this hope, is already wholeness. Already. Even the thoughts, this sense of, I'm not there yet, I seem to be almost there. Even this is freedom. Not for William. William never gets his freedom. Never, ever. Because it's already freedom. Even the searching, all the searching, all the struggle, already is it. But you are not there. You are not there to experience it. You could never be there to experience. Never.
But when you felt separate, I'm assuming you felt separate before.
But that was a dream. So there is no before and after. That is totally a dream that there was a me, and now there is no me. There was never a me. Never.
But how was it revealed that there's only freedom?
I can't tell you, because it is freedom isn't the thing you can see or experience. If it has to be revealed, that means there's something separate from it to see it. Like the freedom was covered, and then it's revealed. But that's the one who thinks can see it, the revealed freedom, that never exists. There's only freedom. No, this, and our dialogue is freedom. This nodding, and this shaking head, I don't get it, is the very freedom itself. But for no one. This, it can be smiling, can be crying, can be yelling, anything is freedom without the owner.
But the me wants to control what's happening to make it freedom.
But the me doesn't exist. And even freedom is so mad, it appears as a sense of me being real. But it is totally empty. It is empty of William, empty of you, empty of me. There is never a me here speaking, and there is never you there listening. Never.
Thank you.
Thank you. So thanks everyone. And this is freedom, this is wholeness already. unconditionally, timelessly. Nobody can get into it. Nobody is ever able to be out of it. There isn't anyone, there's only wholeness, which is totally unknowable. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Oh,
Thank you, Mei.
Thank you, Mei.
Thank you. I first stop recording. Oh, yeah.